Hello friends, this is the part 2 of the documentary of the Louvre Museum. I strictly recommend to watch the part 1. The resume is the following. Yesterday I was searching on Google about Musée du Louvre, that's the French pronunciation of Louvre Museum, and all the pictures 86 pictures in a row that are shown on Google. I was all the original sites and downloaded the maximum pictures as possible, the much high resolution as possible of the pictures, and it's amazing. The 86 pictures are related to the Louvre, or external images or internal images or portraits are all blurred by the simulated reality coloring error. And not only that, we have repetitive color patterns showing that this is a simulated reality, because you don't have an insertion of people with the same colors in the same exact local. Okay, it's the final proof of the simulated reality coloring error. All images downloaded from Google, you can, from the sites where I searched on Google, just search for Louvre Museum or Musée du Louvre. Okay, that's the more one image where it's clear to see that image is blurred by blue. Okay, it blurs here, the entrance, and also all the portraits and the paintings here is blurred, showing that it's a simulation, it's not real. Okay, it's inserted by the simulated reality. Okay, it's a simulation, it does not exist, and now there is an error of the programming of the simulation where it repeats the colors on backgrounds, objects and people. It happens on every movie on internet and every picture. Okay, I have discovered that phenomenon 3 months ago, where for 3 days in a row people using pink and green clothes, confirmed by one people using that clothes. Okay, it's impossible, 6 billion of people for 3 days with pink and green in our medias. Okay, let me show the next picture. I am decoding for you all the images of the Louvre Museum, showing that this is a simulated reality. What happens with the picture where the simulation tries to show a couple looking to a painting on Louvre? Okay, a family. It's clear that there is a blue error here, a blurring and a repetitive color pattern of that blue. Also, we know that's not the right tone. We know all our lives. Okay, this is the repetitive color pattern and simulated reality coloring error in an insertion trying to show you that it's a family looking at and painting on Louvre. The next image shows a product that is blurred by blue. Okay, totally blurred by blue, showing the Louvre Museum. More one error of the simulated reality coloring error. Again, it's amazing what's happening in that pictures, because it proves that it's a simulation. It proves by the repetitive color pattern, by the insertion. Okay, what's happening here? People looking at a painting on Louvre Museum, but what's the problem? What's the problem is the repetitive blue color pattern, where people use clothes blue, you have a hair blue at that side, and you have it as a repetitive color pattern of that blurring of the blue here, and also they are sitting on a blue. Okay, do you understand why it is a simulation, not just a blurring? You don't have people with the same color, multiple in a repetitive color programming error of the simulated reality. There is no people, there is no way. All around you is a programming, okay? Everything is a programming. By now it's clear, this is a new age of understanding of our world. Again, more one picture inside Louvre. Let me show the code for you. What's the problem of that image? Is the red and yellow pattern, okay? We will find here that we have red and blue here, okay? The blue is choose here and the blue blurs here. There is nothing to do blurred here, and nothing to do like a gold, red gold, like red. No, it's impossible. It's a simulated reality coloring error. It repeats that red and blurs with the yellow, and also blurs with the blue here, okay? All images downloaded from the original sites na maximum resolution available on the website. All images from Google, just search for Musée du Louvre. That's the French pronunciation of Louvre Museum, okay? Let me show the next picture. That's image. Again, the sculpture. What's the problem with the sculpture? It's not the right tone, that yellow. Let me decode for you. The blurring of the blue here on the clothes, okay? This is the error of the simulated reality, and it repeats the head here, okay? Again, the blue and the blue here, and the blue here blurring here. Another picture of the simulated reality decoded for you. It's a simulation. Now there is a problem on the simulated reality, a problem in the program, and it shows repeats the colors on backgrounds, okay? It blurs the images. Okay, you now are able to understand what's happening. Can you decode for me, please? Yes, that blue of the pyramid, and the tone of the sky, and the yellow, okay? There is a filter yellow of the simulated reality here, another error of the blue tone, repeating the tone of the sky. It's clear, it's a simulated reality coloring error. You can see it in every movie now. It's clear as crystal. This is a new age, okay? There is no denying. It's impossible, okay? It's impossible to deny what's happening. Let me decode more one image, supposedly image of the simulated reality Louvre Museum. What's the problem? Here we have a problem of repetitive colors pattern of the blue tone here, 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 and here, and the head is blurring. Not only the paintings, but the wall, okay? You don't have the same color of the painting in a wall on Louvre, okay? Nothing is dedicated to one painting except Mona Lisa, and does not have a special color on the wall exactly as Mona Lisa. So it's a simulated reality coloring error, where it when fabricates that image for you, it has an error when fabricates that colors, okay? It's wrong colors with the repetitive color patterns, the blue and the red and the blue blurs here also. It repeats the pattern. The simulated reality has been decoded. There is no return. Okay, what's the problem of the image? Can you decode for me, or you need to decode for you? Just you need to believe that it's a simulation. It's very easy to decode. It's the blurring of blue. It repeats the pattern on the balls and the background. But you notice it's not a filter you have here, it's pink. Okay? It's a simulated reality coloring error. Okay? All images you can watch, but just a search on Google. I'm not showing you special images. I downloaded 86 in a row because in the first 10 I have absolutely certainty that all images was blurred and easy to decode, and I am decoding it for you now. This is a simulated reality coloring error with a repetitive blue pattern where the simulation has a programming error and it repeats the color when it shows something for you. Okay. Next image is inside the Louvre. It's very easy to decode. What's the problem? The simulated reality coloring error blurs it with blue and repeats the pattern of that blue here repeats, okay, and blurs the image. This is a programming error. This is a simulated reality coloring error, and I decoding it for you, and now you are able to decode any movie. It's clear, there is no return. You watch and you will decode every movie and every image, understanding that it is a simulation and everything around you comes from only one source that now has problems to show you that simulated reality. Okay, there is no person displaying to decode it like me. I will decode for you. All that people are in search of the system. You can see it's like a game. They are on the back. They are just a little of the same size, and we have the repetitive color pattern blue here. It repeats the blue here, and blue repeats it here, and it's also blurred by that red, yellow. Let me show a next picture. Okay, also that yellow, it repeats that yellow, a repetitive yellow pattern also. And there are tones that you know that are not normal. You don't know that tone of green, that tone of orange, that tone of yellow, that tone of orange, and that tone of blue. Simple like that, and that tone of grape or purple. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Another image inside of Louvre where we have the repetitive red pattern blurring here, the blue blurs here, and repeats the pattern, okay, of blue here and here. It's easily decoded. That's a fabrication, okay. It's a fabrication of the simulated reality, okay. All is fake, okay. If you was on Louvre someday in your life, no problem. Is when we are on the streets, the fabric of reality shows something for you. There is no problem if you was on Louvre. But by now I'm showing that you are in a simulated reality, and now it has problems showing an impossible red in paintings and the wall and a blurring of the blue. In one of the more important places of the world, that's the Louvre Museum. In that picture is clear what's happening. It's very clear what's happening. We have a blurring yellow, an unknown tone of yellow, never seen before. In picture it blurs also as pink here, and an expressive blue or green. When you see that tone of blue, greeny blue, it's the signature of the simulated reality, okay. It's clear what's happening when we see that tone, and it repeats the tone here and here. It's impossible, okay. It's the simulated reality coloring error also here, and more colors that are that yellow. It's impossible yellow here, okay, in a clear simulation pattern. Again, the same image. Also we have, seems to be bad, but we have the blurring blue here also, okay. The simulated reality coloring error, blurring with blue with repetitive color patterns. Another image from Louvre where it's blurred by blue on that side of the image. This is a simulated reality coloring error that now blurs everything in our lives. What's the proof of that image? that blue blurring repeats the pattern here and here. It's a repetitive color pattern, and that amazing soil here and that yellow. It's clear what's happening. It's blurred by the simulated reality coloring error that proves that you are in a simulation. More one picture of Louvre where we can see the blurring. The yellow is not normal. There is a repetitive blue pattern. That's the reality. Also here the same tone of blue and that yellow. Okay, I am decoding for you. Let me show here that it's impossible to have it blurred by blue like that. Well, it's easy to prove that it is a simulation, a simulated reality coloring error. Next image. Well, do you believe that these images are blurred like that? No, I don't believe. This is a simulated reality coloring error of green. Okay, we have the same repetitive pattern here. It blurs here, and also the blue here. Okay, it's easy, very easy to decode that it is a simulated reality coloring error. More one image inside of the restaurant of Louvre, where we can see the pink pattern repeats here like a pink yellow, and the blue blurs here. Okay, the blue blurs here is a repetitive color pattern and also simulated reality coloring error. What's wrong with that image? It's clear that the yellow is not the right tone of yellow of that color. It's a simulated reality coloring error. That image, let me show in a zoom. That's very interesting and very hard to decode. Let me look to the code first. Let me show what's the problem of that image. Well, let me say that blue is the tone of the repetitive color pattern. Even it's a portrait, but it has a repetitive color pattern, and it's not art that repeats. It's the simulation repeating that tone of blue. Let me see. What if we have more problems and it repeats that tone here of that green. I'm watching it greeny in my TV, but my camera shows it's blue. Okay, but is that, and also that red in a repetitive color pattern here, blurring here. Next image is the same but from another angle. What's the problem? The blue blurring that sailing. Okay, it blurs with red and blue. It's clear that is an error of the simulated reality coloring error, blurring that painting as blue. Okay, again the simulated reality coloring error, blurring with blue. We have more one image where it's also blurred by blue here. The problem is here. Okay, that blurring of the blue on the image is the error of the simulated reality coloring error. Let me show more one picture. It's blurred by blue, not only here but here. Yes, it was and is blue, but the strange tone is clear the simulated reality signature, and also it much yellow here with white here. Okay, showing the opposite side. That's an error of the simulated reality coloring error. What's the problem with that picture? Let me decode for you. Here's the problem. It blurs the same blue here in a supposed monitor. It blurs here, it blue, and also it has the blue on the hair and here. Okay? Easy to understand. This is a simulated reality coloring error. When the fabric of reality produces that image for you, there is an error in the simulation, in the program, and it shows for you a repetitive color pattern. Very easy to decode by now. More problems with the blue, that now it's the preferred color of the simulated reality. It blurs everything. Okay, it's not a filter, it's not produced like that. Again, more on image. That image is very interesting, that it proves the simulated reality. Okay, that they are looking for Mona Lisa. Okay, what we have here, what is the simulated reality pattern here? You have the repeats of the blue, that's not so intense, but the position and the angle of that insertion and the size of this kid and of the tree, it's clear like a video game. It's very easy to decode that picture like a simulation by the insertion of that people. It proves you live in a simulated reality. There is a simulated reality coloring error. With that tone of blue here is white. This is a repetitive color pattern here. Okay, also it repeats that blue here. Okay, and also we have by the end we have the repetitive color pattern of the blue here. Another decoded image. Okay, another image blurred by blue and red at the right side. We have a painting here. What's the problem of that painting? Let me decode for you. Let me have a zoom. It's the problem, I believe, that is the blurring of the red. The red blurs everything. The red blurs here when the artist is trying to show that image. It needs to be gold, not red. There's nothing to do with that red of the painting. It's blurred here. Okay, do you understand what's happening? It needs to be gold, entirely gold here. It's blurred by the simulated reality coloring error. Also we have the blue blurring here. It's clear what's happening. Okay, we have another image of the Louvre. What's the problem? The yellow coloring here, and we have the simulated reality. The blue is easy to decode, nothing to do that blue, and the repetitive green here. Okay, that's the problem of that image, that tone of orange yellow and that repetitive blue pattern with the green here, showing with a green sky, showing that it's a simulated reality coloring error. Again, I'm not downloading only blue pictures to show you. It's all in a row, all pictures. Just look for Musée du Louvre. That's the French pronunciation of Louvre Museum. Here we have the blue blurring entire the picture, and the orange and strange yellow here, it's blurred by blue. It's another simulated reality coloring error. Next picture, another blurring of yellow. Let me decode for you, better decode for you that image. We have that tone of green is wrong. Okay, it's another error of the simulated reality. It's a simulated reality coloring error. That yellow here it blurs. We have the repetitive blue color pattern here and here, and also in the ceiling. Another picture decode for you. It's a simulated reality coloring error. It shows on every picture on internet has problems. More one picture to decode. The problem is the yellow. Okay, the yellow, that tone of yellow is not a real tone that it needs to show. More one picture that the simulated reality is trying to show you that's inside the Louvre Museum, but it's completely blurred by blue, and it's not a filter because you can see that we have a different tone here. So it's not a filter. You cannot apply partially a filter. Okay? It's everything blurred by blue. It's a simulated reality coloring error. Just it's a new age. Please understand what's happening. You are decoding. Okay? You are decoding the simulation. By now we know what is that place where we live now. The problem of that picture is the orange blurring here, okay, and also the blue blurs at the right side. Next picture, simulated reality repetitive color pattern of blue on all paintings at the end, and here this is also blurred by blue. Okay, it's the repetitive blue pattern. This is a creation of the simulated reality, but there is a wrong creation because it's impossible to have in a row so much color patterns of the same color pattern. Another picture that we have, the yellow blurring here and the blue repeats the blue here and here. Okay, the simulated also it blurs here of blue. Simulated reality coloring error, also it with repetitive blue here, blue patterns. Okay, repetitive blue patterns of the simulation. Decoded, more one picture decoded, has been decoded, simulation has been decoded. Another picture, let me have it on zoom. That easy to decode. Could you decode for me, please? That we have a blue repetitive color pattern here. It repeats the color on clothes and repeats the color here. It's a simulated